And welcome back. So this episode I've decided to try something else different again. I've got some DAS clay this time. I've used it previously in my snail boy Timmy, who's my snail with the massive tongue of a plague burst crawler. I've used it also for packing things. I found this stuff really useful and pretty cheap. Like, I've had this for donkeys and it's really good. So yeah, I've got a very small ball. I'm going to see if I can impression this now. I've continued from my other one the other day. I'm looking for a cheap alternative because green stuff is expensive. So I thought, especially to do a whole army, so I thought I'd try some DAS clay. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to moisten it with lots and lots of water to get it nice and slimy, because then it won't stick. As you can see, I've tried it once, it all stuck. So I'm going to try a good bit of water, and then I will use my rolling pin once again to flatten it out. This time it will have to be on double-sided because, as I said previously, it sticks to everything unless it's really moist. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I will set up my camera so you can kind of watch what I'm doing. Okay, so as I said before, got my DAS clay, got a trusty thing of water, so I'm going to make it nice and wet. Just make it easier to mull. It won't stick as good then, hopefully, on the greaseproof, so without throwing it everywhere. So I'm going to stick it there. You can see I'm going to swish it down a little bit just to get it started. Get my rolling pin involved, get it nice and thin. So hopefully this will work. We will see. So you get nice and thin. It aids with drying and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna make sure it's nice and thin. Okay, so let's have a look. Hopefully this hasn't stuck. It's not too bad. I will put some more water on it. It's quite stuck. This is too thin. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so we're back. I'm going to put some trusty water over the DAS clay. And we're going to close up the sheet. It's just to help to keep it like fluid, especially as we squish it. So I have actually tried to do this twice before and it's not worked. So this is my third attempt. If this fails, you won't see it. So why am I telling you? But yeah. Okay. So I think previously I had it too thin, so you can see, oh, I didn't even squish it. You can see I've got two rings on it. Sorry, two rings on it. So hopefully that will help. I'm just going to try and squish it. No, that's too, I've got it too fluid now. There we go, okay, let's try that. I've put too much water on that last time, but we'll see. So, seem to be squishing now. But I think there's not enough. So that's not going to squish anymore. It is peeling off, but I think that's slightly too thick. It's not bad. Okay, so I will be back. I'm going to get the next size down, go to the green and try that. I just feel that that's still slightly too thick. I also kind of like it. It's just not enough. But yeah, okay. So yeah, I'm going to go away, try this again, slightly more, and I will be back. So welcome back. So I did actually go for a thinner. I went for the next size down. I think it's like half an inch or quarter of an inch or something. Let me quickly find out for you. But as you can see, I've thinned it out nicely. I've actually reapplied, I peeled both sides off and then applied water to both sides so then I can make an impression easily. Almost treating it like green stuff. So this is 1/16 of an inch thick. Be nice and dry quickly. So hopefully that will help. So yes, I'm going to reapply a bit of water. Try and press over the press. If that doesn't then work, I'm going to flip it over and do it with a greaseproof. So yeah, I actually thought about this just quickly because I didn't know how well I was going to get to apply it. I'm actually going to dunk this in the water and then I put it on and we'll see if that works. As I say, trying it out, seeing what happens, we will see. At least then have a good saturation of water. So yeah, I'm going to apply it gently, a lot more gentle. There we go. So I've got a relatively mild, I'm not really pushing it down hard. I'm not bothered if I don't get all the impressions, but that actually has worked really well. So I don't know how well the camera is picking it up. Ah, there we go. Just got it in the light right. So you can see it's really picked it up well. So I'm actually going to continue doing this, and I'm going to go and get my cutters, cut out some more squares, leave them to dry and see if they dry like this shape with this pattern. But yes, so I'll be back in 2 seconds because I can't remember where I put my cutters. Okay, so as you can see, I found it. So yes, I'm going to apply a little bit of water again to it. Just keep everything moist. I know people hate that word, but I don't. So keep everything nice and moist. Now it should work a little bit more. I'm not really doing it right for the camera. I'll use my left hand. Should work out a lot easier to cut this stuff. The reason being is it's a clay, and the moisture will hopefully, because it's sat on the surface, so it'll cut a bit more fine. So the textures are less, what's the wording? So the chemical structure of clay is slightly different, and it is more malleable than plastic, because plastic works in long streams. So that's why, go for your bin bag. It's a fun fact for you. So your bin bag, if you stretch it one way, it goes kind of grey, goes like a grey in the middle. But if you stretch it the other way, it just snaps. They are built to not stretch long, but they are built to stretch wide, so you can stretch it out further. And that's why certain things or certain actions can make it longer, or makes the chains longer, or the strands, or I can't think what the other word is. But there you go. I've got 6. I'm now going to leave this to dry. I'm not going to play around with it. I'm leaving this to dry, and then once it's dry, I'm going to maybe actually try and cut around this, because once this stuff is dry, it doesn't then become not dry. So I've got a trusty spoon here that I was using for my that I use for the ooey gooey sprue. But if I can save most of this, I will. Waste not, want not. That's what this is about. It's about using products that you potentially were not going to use, or not going to use, sorry, reuse. That's why. And get it for a little bit cheaper. So nice thin, should dry relatively quickly. But I'm actually going to leave it overnight to make sure it dries hard. But if I can get a lot of this clay back, I will then reuse it at a later date. So yeah, I'm going to do this, and then I'll be back to show you what it finishes. And once it's dry tomorrow, I will then show you it. So yes, I'll see you tomorrow. And welcome back. So as you can see from the video, it's the next morning. I've been able to peel them. They are still a little bit wet underneath, but you know, apart from a little bit of warping, but that's, you know, there you go, it's sorted, sort of thing. Because it is just still a little bit damp, and it may have just, but yeah, it's quite pleased how they do. I'm going to now go on and try and mass produce all this. Good fun times, not, but we'll see. But anyway, until I see you next time. Bye. Thank you for watching. Please consider giving me a like and subscribe, it really does help. Also, check out my Linktree to find me in other places. Until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye.